Hello guys, this and everything else. And this is another cargo pants video. Sorry for my voice being so bad in advance because, I'm kind of sick, my throat is sore. And yeah. It's not really that great. It kind of hurts, but as long as I have water, I can continue recording. Um, so yeah, even though there were some interruptions and I had to re-record some videos, I'm still going to try to explain this to you. But sorry if I just kind of mismanage something. I specifically use Archives of Nephis. So if I read it something wrongly, so if I recall or just read something the wrong way because I'm kind of dyslexic. So not really I wouldn't even say kind of it's still diagnosed on papers. So yeah, let's just get into it. So for first, Swashbuckler is just straight up dexterity based, with 10 hit points plus your constitution modifier. And most likely you're also going to be kind of charisma based, which is rare, but happened twice for a martial class. And it happened also once for a martial class to be intelligence based. Why can't we get more in? Why can't we get a wisdom based? Why can't we get a wisdom based martial class? Why can't we get a martial class that is just like a hybrid class? And I don't mean just like rogue picking up dedication. We actually need this. We need more wisdom based classes, but we are starting off pretty great with expert in perception, reflex and will, and trained in fortitude. Well, trained in fortitude may make you enfeebled and stuff like this and clumsy, but more likely you're going to get frightened or tripped, so reflex will be pretty great for that. Now, you're going to be trained in acrobatics, a skill that can be your Swashbuckler style, and 4 skills plus your intelligence modifier. That's pretty good. And weapons up to martial and just light armor. So just remember to get the 18 in your to get 18 in your defense. I mean dexterity. Sorry, once again sick. To just get 18 in your dexterity to get the maximum armor class possible. You get panache, so whenever you just do something that is either acrobatic related to acrobatics or another skill given to you, but by your panache, then you'll be able to actually get skill, get damage, you will be able to get just this bonus, just plus 5 bonus to speed, to all speeds, plus 1 bonus to fumble through, and pretty much everything else that gives you the action. And also gives you a bunch of extra precision damage. And allows you to later use it for another thing that you can have. So of course you have Swachbuckler style, that is your subclass, that gives you more abilities to gain panache and gives you boosts from your finisher. And yeah, precise strike. And just deals extra to precision damage, and on every level that you get ancestry feat, it increases by 1 in 6. So essentially it's just like Investigators devised a stratagem but deals more d6 damage, It's kind of like Investigator but more combat based, That's kind of when Rogue is a middle ground between Investigator and the and Swashbuckler, like Rogue is the middle ground. So yeah, you gain confident finisher that when you have panache, of course, yeah, precise strike makes you deal extra 2 precision damage, and if part of a finisher. And I don't know if this increases also the 2 damage increases. Oh yeah, and also it increases the additional damage increases. Okay, cool. So yeah, now confident finisher, it's like pretty good, I think. Like it deals damage, and you deal half damage, and you know the enemy. And you know, if you fail the roll, you do half of the precise strike damage, which is pretty great. Um, yeah, and opportune riposte at like level 3, you already get a riposte. So if the enemy crit fails, um, we can hit the enemy or try to disarm the enemy. Really cool. Also, you get stylish tricks at level 3. So just like Investigator, you get additional skill feats. But this can be used only for like acrobatics or like, you know, the other skills that you get. And the other skills are usually charisma based, so you know, just it's kind of cool because Investigator gets usually just like charisma, strength, and wisdom, and over here you just get kind of by more limited in terms of skills. You know, in terms of skills you get more limited, but in terms of combat you get better. That's pretty good. Like, that's pretty good, I think. And vivacious speed. So yeah, you get +2 instead of +5, and it also increases at higher levels. So yeah, this might be really cool because you know you can like instead of that at like 19th level, the bonus will be just like plus this bonus be like plus hmm, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's like plus 30 to your movement speed, so you can actually try to like try to like do a backflip and then just move, increasing your like movement a bit. That's pretty cool, I guess. And you get a weapon expertise at level 5, aka expert at weapons. Huh? That's pretty cool. Evasion, so yeah, just master at reflex saves and you get critical success on reflex saves instead of normal successes. And weapon specialization also on that level that essentially makes you deal extra damage. Then you get exemplary finisher. aka, you know, like when you make a finisher, then you get a bonus, which is pretty cool actually. Like the bone, like some of the bonuses are like really good, you know. Then you get Swashbuckler expertise, which again class DC2 expert, and continuous flyer, which you succeed a check during exploration that would be granted panache. +1 circumstance bonus to further checks that would grant you panache in combat. This benefit ends when the exploration changes to a different scene as determined by the GM, or shifts to an encounter or downtime. So yeah, that's not really all that like cool, I think. Unless I'm wrong, then correct me or something, because you know, right now I'm like sick, tired, and I can't think straight. Sorry, I can't think straight right now. Yeah, yeah. I actually feel like I could make a joke out of this. Like, oh, sorry guys, I can't think straight right now. I just watched like the movie from Animan Studios. Sorry guys, I can't think straight. I just searched no not once on Twitter. uh, yeah, there's actually just like follow no not once or on Twitter. You know, like no not is a better creator than me. In my opinion, like he's better at me at everything that he does pretty much. Only thing that I'm better at is like the amount of times I upload, because I upload like every day of the week. That's like the only plus, but his videos are way higher quality than mine. And he is way funnier than me. And also his Twitter is great. Like greatest Twitter ever. He even like left at my joke one. So improved evasion, yeah, just legendary in reflex. And when you roll a crit fail on reflex save, you get a failure. And if you roll a failure, then you take half damage. Pretty good. Now, light armor expertise. Expert at light armor. Like, yeah, you can see you wear a glass cannon, so that's why you needed like the extra things that I like recommend you to take. Because only like at level 10 or something you will be able to like match up to the armor with like without like your arm. Like, oh no, that's only if you like, yeah, unless you like min maxes. So yeah, that's why it's important. Like your armor class will be complete dog water like until then. And so yeah, now weapon mastery and weapons to master. And greater weapon specialization. Just you double the extra damage that you got then. And then Kin Flare. So yeah, when you roll a 19 and the roll is a success, that's counts like just this. So you essentially like 99% of cases you turn essentially turn natural 19s into natural 20s. You just double your chance to get a natural 20, pretty much. And resolve, master at will save and crit succeed instead of just normal succeed on will saves. And internal confidence. So yeah, of course, like Swashbuckler is easy to master, but now, because I've never like played a Swashbuckler up to like level 19, the highest I actually like think I got as a Swashbuckler was, I think like level 10 was the farthest I ever got as a Swashbuckler, so no wonder I never knew about the continuous flare, because I use Pathfinder for everything. And so when you strike as a part of finisher or opportunity repulse, pretty much, you can give the strike the failure effect of confident finisher, including the increase from precise finisher. Ooh, that's cool. Like precise finisher is like it's great. Like precise finisher is pretty good. So yeah. That's only works on confident finisher. So I don't. I mean that depends. I mean like if the bonus to the damage stacks with all of the other, because then it's like pretty good. Like it is essentially like a damage increase of like 40% and 80 if you take precise finisher. Now, light armor mastery, then master at light armor. Finally, you get some good defenses as a Swashbuckler that are comparable to like the fighter. But probably still worse because fighter will probably have heavy armor by then, unless the fighter is an archer. But yeah, now no styles because I want to keep it short. Oh yeah, already I told you about the things that I recommend. Just take any like finesse melee weapon. You can probably take like a whip or something. Just take like a whip or a rapier or something like this. I think like the best way that you can actually use Swashbuckler is probably an elven curve blade. It's probably the best option for Swashbuckler. Elven curve blade. So yeah, Battle Dancer. You can actually do this for performance, but as I will later explain, you know, normally you use the skills because they get also additional effects. But Battle Dancer is really good, especially if you just decide not to go for charisma, because your exemplary finisher makes you that you can step as a free action at them immediately as a finisher, like after a finisher, like that's so good. Like unless you're fighting like a giant monster, unless you're fighting something that is big or has like a polearm or something, then I'm going to tell you that that's really good. Like literally, the enemy doesn't have a great range or anything like this. And especially if you have a whip or something, then the enemy tries to normally hit you, but you do your finisher and stuff like this. And then you step. And then you step away to like get away from the enemy. Like literally the enemy then needs to like, you just do this as a part of your finisher and just like, the enemy needs to waste their action to get closer to you. Now Braggart, you trained in intimidation and demoralizing foes. Over here, like, I think that actually over here, going for charisma-based Swashbuckler, the generic charisma-based Swashbuckler that has like 14 in charisma at the start and just like goes farther, it's pretty good because like, normally foe is temporarily immune to demoralize, but now you can actually just spam demoralize. Which, if you know that, then just like, demoralize is so good, like, just frightening enemies just like lowers them from like a giant frightening boss creature or something like this to just like your average to just like your average to just it can turn a boss into essentially another like guy that is at level of player characters, except it has just a bunch of additional HP for a moment, you know. Like frightening is so good. But now Fencer. That's bad, you know? Because right now I'm not looking even at skills. Like skills, okay, they're good, you know? Just you can do deception on try to feint to just like, and I mean that's similar to like demoralize, you know, you can just like make the enemy flat-footed. That's pretty good. Like it doesn't really help your allies, but it helps you pretty much. But now your exemplary finisher, the foe is flat-footed until your next turn. Like, okay, but until your next turn. Like, is it like overall flat-footed? Because if the enemy is just straight up flat-footed to all attacks, then it would be pretty great for supporting your allies, but for me, unless I'm reading something like weirdly, Like, you know, normally when you like feint the enemy, try to feint the enemy, you know. Um, um, then the weird thing is that if you feint the enemy, you know, the enemy is flat-footed to you, you know. So the way it's worded, I don't know if this is just like just me, like I don't know if this is just me, but this sounds like it just makes the enemy's flat-footed condition from the feint last until your next turn, rather than it being like just enemy is flat-footed against like all attacks, just straight up flat-footed against being finisher until your next turn. So for one whole round, which would be pretty good, actually. But the way it's worded, it actually like makes me instinctively think that the enemy is just flat, that the flat-footed effect from feint just like lasts until the end of your next turn, rather than just like normally ending or just like finishing after one round, you know, just like I think that Fencer just prolongs the finisher. That's how it sounds to me, at least, you know, like Fencer just prolongs the finisher. But yeah, no Gymnast. Gymnast is pretty good, I guess. Like, you get panache whenever you like grapple or shove a foe, but you know, grapple is attack, shove attack, and trip attack. So it gives you multiple attack penalty. So you know, just even though the bonus seems pretty good, but you know, just in order to actually get it, you need to like kind of grapple the enemy. I mean, if you tumble through that, that's great, you know, but that only works if your foe is grabbed, restrained, on or prone. It gives you just extra damage, so I don't think that is very good, because Fencer and Gymnast are not really good how you like do this. And like Wit actually sounds like great for a tank, you know? If you succeed a finisher, the enemy takes -2 circumstance penalty to attack rolls against you until the start of your next turn. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Like, yeah, it allows you to play a tank. So, as far as I see, like, if you just ignore the fact that over here you get like a bone mod and stuff like this, and over here you get like you know, your performance stuff, and you just decide to tumble through instead of like trying to do this and pick and add stuff to strength, then I think that like Swashbuckler is pretty good, unless like you try to pick Defensor, or like, you know, Gymnast, because like Gymnast just sounds like it's pretty bad to me, at least, because you know, I know that it's intended that you should take Charisma, but Strength is more optimal in my opinion, at least. And yeah, that's pretty good. Like that's pretty good. Like pretty much the battle answer is pretty good if you just don't do this. But Gymnast, it's not really just great. Like you get a bunch of extra damage. Like that's good, but only if your enemy is like restrained. So you know, just steal. Oh wait, grabbed, restrained, or prone. So yeah, if the enemy has fallen over, that's also great. But that's only works really great if your ally has something to knock the enemies out, because you know, if you do this yourself, it has attack rate, which imposes multiple attack penalty on you. So you know, that's not really good. So yeah, just better strength based one is for Battle Dancer because I will show later, even though like the skills, like like the skills technically don't say that, but I actually will show you like later why I think that these guys can benefit from strength. Strength. Over here, I will actually show it over here. As for first, I recommend Battle Expertise, of course. It gives you higher AC. Dueling power is also like good if you're trying to like go for one weapon Swashbuckler. But I personally think that 11 curve blade Swashbuckler sounds like the coolest option, and also deals like the best average damage, I think. Even though I might be wrong, like Pathfinder isn't all about damage, just remember that. But I think that it's like very good. But I think like it's very good. Like I like seeing big numbers on my damage, you know. I like seeing that I do like a lot to help my allies and do a lot to deal damage. I mean, I like seeing that. I know like Pathfinder is mostly a role playing game, and I'm not a big fan of combat and stuff like this. But you know, when I do something in combat, it becomes like a bit less boring to me because you know. I know that probably the taking 20 guy, if he comes back, he will try to use this gacha or something like this. If my video pops up or something like this. But you know, I'm personally just not a combat guy, you know? I'm more of a role-playing guy. So I just find that in like pretty much every system, combat is just boring. Especially like in D&D, it's just horrible boring. Like, everyone just has min-max builds and stuff like this normally, and that's just normal stuff, or how someone has like this completely suboptimal build. But over here, I like that it doesn't really interfere, and just trying to get big numbers doesn't really interfere with my personal roleplay, and even it gives me like opportunities for like, okay, why does my Swashbuckler have an elven curve blade? So for example, let's say that my Swashbuckler is my favorite combination as Arcady with Lizard Folk. How did this other, like not other Arcady Lizard Folk, I mean like other Arcady Beastskin, so how did this other Arcady actually like got the elven curve blade? I don't know, maybe like the other Arcady had like a friend that was like an elf or half elf or something like this, and just like the friend died or something like this, or just like he is very sick or something, or like just don't know, something that would make him inherit the blade from the friend, and now fight this to like, for example, either avenge his friend, or like probably find a cure for the disease that his friend has or something like this, you know. Like for me, I use this like if I don't have like a very specific concept for a character, I usually just think, okay, what would be an optimal build, and then based off the optimal build that I find to just like so based on the optimal build, I actually then build off the optimal build to create a great story or something like this, you know, just like I think that just like optimizing is not really that bad as long as you try to tie it to the story or something like this, you know? That's like pretty good in my opinion. But now, going back to actually this, Nimble Dodge is also a great fit, especially since you're really lacking in terms of AC. Now, one for all, it's a 8 thing, you know, just it doesn't turn you into Deku, you know? Just make sure. Just but yeah, my favorite fit is actually Fumble Behind, I think. Yeah, Fumble Behind over here, that is a level 2 fit for Swashbuckler. Oh yeah. Oh, it's stumble, not fumble like this. Okay, sorry, I'm dyslexic. Fumble behind for Swashbuckler, yeah, enemy is fast-footed against you, so you can essentially just get like the bonuses from fumble through, and also make the enemy flat-footed to just get your finisher, and then use your finisher bonus as like your strength. So already your bonus will be from your dexterity, so you will have pretty much like +2 to it at the start of the game, and later you will have and later you will probably have even a higher bonus, like it's really great, like it's really great. It makes the enemy flat-footed, so you have +2 to attack. Like that's great. Like, and it also gives you panache. Yeah. Also, swaggering initiative will be pretty good because you're a tank. You want to get in, like you're not really a tank 100%, but you will be probably one of the frontliners. You want to get into the front line as fast as possible. You're not a rogue. You're not a rogue. You will not just rely on others for them to position well. You will actually, the others will actually rely on you for your position. And also, it gives you ability to just start off with fumble behind and a finisher. And that's really good actually. Especially if you're playing a weed, then it makes you even more of a tank. That's actually like pretty good. Like it makes you a pretty good tank. Or make the enemy try to attack another guy. And if enemy try to actually attack another guy, then just remember there's one really cool thing that is called attack of opportunity that we can get over here. The also precise finisher deals a lot of damage, like helps you deal damage. It's like really great. Dual finisher is also pretty good. Like, I mean, finishers are pretty great. And the Daring Do may be also great. Dueling Dance, if you're going for one weapon, Swashbuckler, then Dueling Dance, yeah, it will be really good. And perfect finisher also. Maybe pretty great. Panache Paragon also, like, very good thing. Very good thing. Yeah, I'm going to actually check Charmed Life because I never actually checked Charmed Life as a thing, so... Yeah, Charmed Life is essentially just like Nimble Dodge, but for saving throws instead of AC. Yeah, that actually seems pretty reasonable to also take Charmed Life. Charmed Life is great. And Lethal Finisher also at level 18. Lethal Finisher, like, this is great. Like, it deals normal finisher damage on a failure. I mean, yeah, your enemy instead of that rolls for this, and if the enemy actually succeeds their roll, then it takes a lot of damage, and a failure again takes a bunch of damage. And crit fail is like the amount of damage that should theoretically kill that enemy. You know, like, you can just spam this. And this is as strong as like a fireball or something. This is as strong like... This is almost like as strong as like 9th level fireball spell. And you can just like spam this, but it works on one person. But still, it just deals a bunch of damage. It's really great, you know? Target fortitude safe, so if you try to like pick off like weaker enemies like spellcasters and stuff like this, this will be especially great. Especially great if you try to pick off spellcasters or something. So yeah, these are my fit picks. And as I said before, I recommend just like the leather armor and either rapier if you're trying to go for like one weapon Swashbuckler, or an elven curve blade. If you're trying to go for like the Swashbuckler that just deals a lot of damage straight up. Like, if you're trying to go for like more of a defensive Swashbuckler, then rapier will be a better option, and you know. But you need to take Dwelling Dance, just remember, take Dwelling Dance at level 10, and take Dwelling Power at level 1. And yeah, probably just like later try to take, I don't know, like Nimble Dodge or Charmed Life or something like this. Even though I think that Charmed Life should not have the like 14 charisma limit. I honestly think that your GM should just like delete the limit over here, you know? The DM should just delete the 14 charisma limit on it. But that's my personal opinion, of course. So yeah, that's pretty much it, you know? Like, I will make like also a wage video right now, even though it's kind of late. And tomorrow I will just like make 2 more videos and just make thumbnails for all of my videos. So yeah, it's kind of long, but yeah, I like this. Well, I just like making this. I'm kind of sick and it's kind of long, but I actually like making these videos. I don't know, like leave subscribe or something. I don't know.